story you are about to see is true. The names have been changed to protect the innocent.
Mice are very curious creatures, the same as their mortal enemy, the cat. This is the story of an overly curious mouse and an amazing little girl named Katie. On May 30th, 1945, John and Wilma Davis were overjoyed to bring home their new daughter, Catherine Irene Davis. Her big brother, Jimmy, not so much, as he wanted a little brother named Kenneth, not Katie. The little mouse could see that Jimmy and Katie were going to have a rough patch to get through. Jimmy was so upset that he didn't get the little brother he had wished for, that he wouldn't even look at his new little sister. If Katie was in the room, Jimmy would turn his back to her. The little mouse knew he couldn't do anything to change Jimmy's mind about Katie, but he had confidence that eventually Katie, with all her charms, would eventually win over her big brother. It only took a couple of days, and then Jimmy began to accept his new, precious little sister, Katie. The little mouse watched them grow and play together over the next few years, and everything seemed to be going very smoothly. Katie and her big brother Jimmy convinced their dad to let them play in the mud one day, and they had the most fun ever until their dad washed them off with cold water from the well. After Katie and Jimmy learned how cold it was to get cleaned off after playing in the mud, they decided mud pies were a much safer way to go, as you only had to wash your face and hands after making a mud pie. Another time, when the family went out for a Sunday drive, Katie made Jimmy laugh by pointing out a funny-looking barn and saying it looks like its tongue is hanging out. One day Jimmy thought it might be fun if they had a race to see who could get to the barn first. Little did they know that Katie was on the verge of a case of the measles. Before Jimmy could ask her to race, Katie noticed that Jimmy had picked up a rope and was fidgeting with it. When Jimmy approached her to ask her to race, Katie was afraid Jimmy was going to whip her with the rope and started running away, and by the time they got to the barn, Katie had broken out with a severe case of measles. By running and causing the measles to break out all at once, Jimmy may very well have saved Katie's life. The little mouse could tell that Katie was traumatized, and it knew it would have to do something before Jimmy and Katie began to grow apart. The little mouse rushed back to his tiny desk under the smokehouse and began writing a letter to Katie. He explained how Jimmy chasing her with the rope, making her run fast, made her measles come out more quickly and all at once, which also made them go away much quicker and possibly saving her life. The next day the little mouse gave Katie the letter and hoped she would understand what this meant, but he was also afraid that Katie and Jimmy were both too young to fully understand what had happened. Just to be sure, the little mouse went back to his other desk under the smokehouse and wrote Katie another letter. This time explaining how Jimmy didn't know he probably saved her life by chasing her until she broke out with the measles, and that he also felt very bad about it, and how Jimmy was probably afraid that she was mad at him. The little mouse explained in the letter how if Katie did nice things for her brother and tried to protect him, he would probably feel better, and so would she. The next day the little mouse gave Katie the second letter, and from that day forward, Katie went out of her way to do nice things for her brother and protect him as much as she could. Like every day when they would come home from school on the bus, Katie knew the big gray goose would be there waiting to chase them to the house and try to bite them. So Katie would run out of the bus first, so the goose would chase her and Jimmy could get to the house safely. Katie also knew how much her brother liked to swing on the grapevines in the timber by the creek. Once again, to protect her big brother, Jimmy, Katie would swing on the vines first to make sure they could support their weight and reduce the chances of Jimmy being injured. Needless to say, Katie and Jimmy got along for the rest of their lives. But one last thing that no one knew about until today. Katie has kept the entire town of Mound City safe from the powerful dragons of Westeros by planting and maintaining multiple species of flowers throughout the city that the dragons are highly allergic to.
Gonna take a sentimental journey. Gonna set my heart at ease. Gonna make a sentimental journey to renew old memories. Got my bag, got my reservation. Spent each dime I could afford. Like a child in wild anticipation, long to hear that all aboard. 7, that's the time we leave at 7. I'll be waiting up at heaven, counting every mile of railroad track that takes me back.
I told Annie I'd be true, but I still think about Katie too. Katie too, Katie too, I still think about Katie too. If you should see Miss Mary Ann, just tell her I'm her loving man. Give my love to Jane and Sue, but don't forget old Katie too. Katie too, Katie too, don't forget old Katie too. I like Sadie's chicken stew and Susie's good at pitching woo. I like Mary's barbecue, but I still like old Katie too. Katie too, Katie too, I still like old Katie too. Now girls, I'm not the flirty kind, but I just can't make up my mind. I'd like to marry all of you, but I still miss old Katie too.
Once there lived a chicken who would say chick, 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 all day. Soon that chick got sick and tired of just chick, chick. So one morning he started to say, chicory chick, chala chala, checkalaroni, in a banana kabalika wallika, can't you see? Chicory chick is me. Chicory chick, chala chala, checkalaroni, in a banana kabalika wallika, can't you see? Chicory chick is me.
In some secluded rendezvous that overlooks the avenue, with someone sharing a delight, chat, this and that, and cocktails for two, as we enjoy a cigarette to some exquisite chansonette. Two hands are sure to slyly meet beneath the serviette with cocktails for two. My head may go reeling, but my heart will be obedient, with intoxicating kisses for the principal ingredient. Most any afternoon at 5, we'll be so glad we're both alive. Then maybe fortune will complete her plan that all began with cocktails for two.
To accentuate the positive feeling, minus to negative, latch on to the affirmative. Don't mess with Mr. In Between. You got to spread joy up to the maximum, bring gloom down to the minimum. Have faith or pandemonium liable to walk upon the scene.
To illustrate his last remark, Jonah in the whale, Noah in the ark. What did they do just when everything looked so dark?
Man, they said we better accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative. Latch on to the affirmative. Don't mess with Mr. In-Between. No, do not mess with Mr. In-Between.
No one told you life was gonna be this way. Your job's a joke, you broke, your love life's the old way. It's like you're always stuck in second gear, when it hasn't been your day, a week, a month, even your year. But I'll be there for you when the rain starts to pour. I'll be there for you like I've been there before. I'll be there for you 'cause I'm there for you too. No one told you life was gonna be this way. Your job's a joke, you broke, your love life's the old way. It's like you're always stuck in second gear. His horn went beep, beep, beep. My car went into passing gear and we took off with dust. Soon we were doing 90, must have left him in the dust. When I peeked in the mirror of my car, I couldn't believe my eyes. The little ass rapper was right behind, I think that guy could fly. Beep, 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 his horn went beep, beep, beep. Now we're doing 110, this certainly was a race. For a rapper to pass a caddy would be a big disgrace. The guy must have wanted to pass me out, he's kept on tooting his horn. I'll show him that a Cadillac is not a car to scorn. Beep, 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 his horn went beep, beep, beep. Put me in cold, I'm ready to play today. Put me in cold, I'm ready to play today. Look at me, I can be Centerfield.
Don't fence me in.
Just turn me loose, let me straddle my old saddle underneath the western sky. On my cayuse, let me wander over yonder till I see the mountains rise.
I want to ride to the ridge where the west commences and gaze at the moon till I lose my senses. And I can't look at hobbles and I can't stand fences. Don't fence me in.